6:47, welcome back. Your Friday Sunrise Smart Start class is back again today for students and staff at Hilton Central Schools as they poured back into the halls of their schools yesterday after that scare, the pipe bomb threats that came in Wednesday morning. Because of the threats, every building in the district was evacuated. Thousands of students safely reunited with their families with no bombs, nothing suspicious found. Out of a precaution yesterday, more deputies were on campus greeting students during arrival. The superintendent says while he commends the way the district swiftly handled that emergency, he emphasized when you look at things, you can always find room for improvement.
We potentially could have had our buses staged before we communicated with parents, but you know, hindsight's 20/20, and but there are things like that in the future we certainly will tweak here and there to improve the process. So it was muddy at times, and I think certain school buildings did better with their process than others, but we're sitting down and making sure that we're ironing out any of the lessons that we learned during that evacuation.
The anonymous writer of the threat sent the email to local news stations. In that message, they claim the district allows students to access books with sexually explicit content, pointing specifically to an LGBTQ themed book called This Book is Gay. A number of parents have come forward in recent months in other districts to condemn these types of books. So we gained some insight from another superintendent in Brighton.
Well, we always listen, first of all. I think it's important to be respectful of other people's perspective and understand where they're coming from and do our due diligence. So, you know, we read through the materials that are available. We talk to our librarians and teachers who are involved in those units of instruction about the purpose of the text and really trying to understand the whole picture.
The bomb threat source remains under investigation. The sheriff's office handling that. A 34-year-old man from Greece is recovering in the hospital after getting hit by a car in Rochester. While his injuries are serious, he is expected to recover. Police tell us the man tried to cross West Ridge Road near Dewey just before 3 yesterday afternoon when he was hit. No tickets have been issued. A man 41 years old is expected to survive after a stabbing on North Clinton Avenue. We're told the victim and suspect got into a fight. At one point, the suspect stabbed the victim and ran off. No arrests have been made. A 15-year-old boy and an 18-year-old woman stabbed last night around 6. They're in the hospital expected to recover. This happened near Aberdeen Street and Woodbine Avenue. Officers got called to the hospital for maybe 3 victims. Again, turns out only 2 were stabbed. RPD says several people got together for a fight and then the stabbings. No arrests have been made for this either. If you have any leads that can help with any of these investigations, you're asked to call 911. A 33-year-old man has been found guilty of murdering a 16-year-old back in 2021. The prosecution says Douglas Smith walked up to a cookout at a home on Hay Street in Rochester. The man was a stranger to those gathered. There was a verbal argument between everyone that escalated and then a gunfight. Manuel Rivera was shot and killed. Smith will be sentenced at the end of May. The Wayne County Sheriff's Office has opened a criminal investigation into $15,000 of taxpayer funds missing from the town of Walworth. Sheriff Rob Milby has assigned detectives to determine what happened and if charges will be filed. Town officials say they completed an audit and determined the funds were misappropriated through payroll. This was a couple years ago. The money issues happened when former Supervisor Susie Jacobs was in office. We have reached out to Jacobs for comment. No response just yet. If and when we get it, we will pass that along. 9 minutes to go until 7. How about an update on your forecast for today? Maybe a morning walk, just a little chilly compared to this time yesterday, James.
Yeah, just keep it moving, and you're all right. Probably light to moderate jacket. Still going to do the job today. Chance for rain, 0. No chance for anything coming down. 7:07, that's official sunrise time. By this afternoon, we should climb into the lower 40s, slightly below average. For the 24th of March, we'll take a look at the weekend forecast at the end of the show. Brennan.
See you then in a couple of minutes. Thank you, James. Sunrise traffic early on this Friday, last day of the work week, getting everyone off to school. There was an accident on Culver in northeast Rochester. Just looking at the map, it has since cleared. Elsewhere, as you're taking a live view, you can see everything at speed. No more slowdowns. We'll have another update of sunrise traffic coming up at about 7:25 during CBS Mornings. If you subscribe to digital streaming services for your favorite shows or movies, there's a chance you'll have to pay more for them very soon. The state assembly is proposing a 4% state tax and 4% local sales tax on digital streaming products. That money would go to improve transit systems around New York. Democratic lawmaker from the Albany area, John McDonald, who refers to this as the Netflix tax, says that while he wasn't originally on board, he says it does have some value.
When this was originally proposed, it wasn't really my cup of tea. On the other hand, I also believe that you need to have a statement of values. And do I want more resources for upstate transit? Absolutely. Negotiations among lawmakers and the budget continue. The final state budget is due coming up the end of next week, April 1st. Happening this weekend is the Rochester Home and Garden Show kicking off tomorrow. Jatira Marsh is live with one of the organizers downtown at the Convention Center, showing off some of what everyone can see and some of the ideas for home improvements. Jatira.
Brennan, good morning. Yes, there's a lot that you can see here. Speaking of which, CEO Rick Herman was here to tell me about everything else that we can see if we come this weekend.
Well, there's a lot. There's wine tasting we have for the adults. We have some face painting and balloon magic for the kids. We've got a little bit of something for everyone. Upstairs here, as you come up to the escalator, we have big playground set, as well as some inside. And we have garage makeovers that we showed before. We have kitchens, baths. If somebody's just looking for carpet or tile, we have those folks here as well. So something for your home inside and out.
I understand that energy suppliers will be here. Could you talk to me about some of the New York State compact and impact it'll have on consumers?
Yeah, we have NYSERDA that will be here, which is part of the State Research and Development Authority, and they can probably talk a little bit about the new going of the electrification that the governor's been pushing. And then, of course, we have RG&E that will be here, along with many other utility providers that have all kinds of different services. So if you're looking for just information, this is a good spot. If you're looking to make an appointment to get some contractors out to your home for your home improvement and remodeling, that's a great opportunity. But these are the home professionals here this weekend at the Rock Home and Garden Show.
And I noticed there's a lot of wood, there's a lot of lumber. Could you tell me about the price difference this year compared to last?
Lumber prices have come down. So last year when we were doing the show, it was probably at an all-time high. Lumber's it's a supply and demand, and it has come down, and that. So if someone's doing a building of a back deck this year, it's going to be considerably less expensive for the lumber component. Now the labor component might be a little bit more money, but the lumber component is definitely going to be much cheaper. So now's the time to start looking.
All right, great advice. Thank you so much. That's all we have for you live in Rochester. Jatira Marsh, News 8. Brennan, back to you.
Jatira, thank you. Let's stay with us and take a step back in time, way back, with this footage of our coverage of the Home and Garden Show from 1971. How about the prices back then compared to now? The show has been held here for more than 50 years, bringing in people to show off all their home improvement needs.
That's funny. It looks like a yard sale.
Incredible to see. I know.
Right.
All the old carpet, the features, some of that's back in vogue now.
Oh, sure.
Bringing that around.
You know, some projects you want to DIY, but others you leave to the professionals.
Some people may find one in the house from the 70s that still hasn't been finished. You gotta wrap it up, James.
Yeah, that's right. And it sounds like you get some solar panels on your roof, too, they were talking about as well. But before we get there, got to get through this Friday. It's a quiet day, mostly cloudy skies. Partial clearing this afternoon. We'll add about 10 degrees from where we are now. But tomorrow we are highlighting it. Don't be surprised. We've got rain and strong to potentially damaging wind gusts late in the day.
I'll be staying inside tonight watching the Sweet 16 again here on CBS. Enjoy your weekend, everybody.
Follow News 8 wherever you are on RochesterFirst.com, Facebook, Twitter, and on our app for news and weather.